This lesson is about fiction story elements. Remember, a fiction story means fantasy. It is a pretend story used to entertain. One story element that you should pay attention to when listening and reading fiction stories is the setting. Setting means where and when the story takes place. When it asks where, that usually means a location. Could be at a building, at a beach, at a trip that you went to. When is a time of day, could be a special season, could be a birthday party. Another story element are characters. Characters are who the story is mostly about. Characters can be people, characters can be animals, they can be pretend creatures that the author made up. In the story, the problem is something the characters want to change. Maybe they need to fix something or figure something out. Here, this little boy doesn't know anyone and he feels lonely. So his problem is he's sad. This pig's problem is he's dirty from the mud. And this dog's problem is that he's tangled up in the kite strings. When the problem gets solved, it's called the solution. Here, the boy's not sad anymore because he made a new friend at school. The pig is now clean from the rain, and now the dog got help and he is able to play with his kite again. I'm going to read a fiction story today called Jelly Bean and the Unbreakable Egg. After I read the story, we're going to talk about the story elements: character, setting, problem, and solution. Be listening to see if you can think about what problem is in this story. It was just before Easter on Holiday Hill Farm when 5 little chicks hatched in the back of the barn. First came Rose, then came Violet. Next, Lily came along. Then Daffodil and Tulip, and then something went wrong. One little chick number 6, couldn't get out of her egg. The shell was too thick. She tried every trick that a chick knew to do. She tried and she tried. The others tried too. They pecked it, they poked it, they gave it a whack. But that unbreakable egg just wouldn't crack. So they begged and they pleaded, they started to shout, but that unbreakable egg would not let her out. Then the farmer came in and took chick 6 away with the rest of the batch that hadn't hatched that day. The chicks followed the farmer past geese, goats, and cows, up the front steps and into his house. There were eggs on the table. There were eggs on the chairs. There were dozens and dozens, but which egg was theirs? Then the 5 little chicks heard a very soft rapping, and they knew chick 6 was on the tabletop tapping. The chicks flapped and they flapped and they flew through the air. They flew to the table, but once they got there, their wings were so tired, their wings were so sore that the 5 little chicks couldn't flap anymore. One by one, the chicks dropped from the sky, right into crocks filled with Easter dye. Now Rose was red and Violet was blue. Lily was orange, Tulip green through and through, and Daffodil was as yellow as any daffodil that grew. Inside her egg, chick 6 started to cry. The chicks followed the sound and they found her nearby. They attacked from the front. They attacked from the back. They attacked one by one. They attacked in a pack. But that unbreakable egg still wouldn't crack. So they rolled it off the tabletop and watched it drop. They were sure it would crack when it smacked on the floor, but it didn't. It just bounced and bounced right out the front door. The sun was setting and the barnyard was calm. Mothers and babies were snuggling all over the farm. The chicks realized, watching the egg roll along, they had been going about this thing entirely wrong. Instead of whacking and smacking and attacking that egg, they should have been hugging and holding and hatching that egg. So these birds of a feather all huddled together to keep Chick 6 and her egg nice and warm. Then it started to drizzle, and the drops that fell made the dye from their feathers drip onto the shell. And the pattern the 5 different colors created made that unbreakable egg look decorated. And on Easter morning, with the sun shining bright, the 5 little chicks woke up from the night. There were colorful pieces of shell on the ground, but where was Chick 6? They looked all around. Then out from the shadows stepped Chick number 6, and her feathers were a wonderful, colorful mix. They were red and blue, yellow, orange, and green. So the chicks named Chick 6 Jelly Bean. The chicks marched through the barnyard, proud as can be, with Jelly Bean in front chirping, "Come on, follow me!" Every animal on the farm joined in the fun, and it was the best parade ever, the very best one. You see, that egg wasn't unbreakable, not one little bit. The truth was, that egg didn't like to be hit. So when you have a problem that grows and grows, think of daffodil, tulip, lily, violet, and rose. And when you get stuck and don't know what to do, don't hit, don't shout, don't pout, don't beg. Remember, there's more than one way to crack an egg. Okay, boys and girls, what I did for you is I created a graphic organizer about the character setting, problem, and solution in this story. If you look, characters are many different animals in this book. I put a star next to this first character's name because Jelly Bean, or you could have said Chick number 6, was the main character in this story. There were also his brothers and sisters, the 5 chicks. And then there's a whole bunch of farm animals. It wasn't really important to list all the different animals in the story. We just know that there were more of them there. Do you see how you can list the characters with bulleted dots? The setting I put up on the roof, it means where and when the story took place. So this setting was on a farm right before Easter. So sometimes boys and girls like to just say, this story happened outside. Be more specific. Where was it? Oh yeah, it was on a farm. It was during the day. No, it was a special day. Remember, Easter's a holiday and that's special. So that's why my setting was specifically on a farm right before Easter. I stated the problem that there were 6 eggs, but only 5 hatched. They tried everything they knew to break open that egg, but it still wouldn't hatch. The solution, remember how it got solved, was that all the chicks kept the 6th egg warm by lying on top of it and snuggling. Then it finally hatched. Boys and girls, I would like to challenge you to go ahead and upload the PDF of this graphic organizer. I'd like you to read a fiction book, and I'd like you to write the title of the book here. Maybe you can even list where you read the book. Was it from your home library? Was it on Epic? Was it on Bookshelf? And then I want you to list the characters. Tell me the setting, where and when. What was that problem? And how did they fix the problem? Give me the solution. Please upload a picture of your graphic organizer all completed to your teacher's class dojo so that they can check out the wonderful work you are doing. Have fun reading.